how are we doing, guys? Just gonna shoot you a quick video today about this stuff. Kinesiology tape, K-tape, rock tape, sports tape, whatever you want to call it. They're all essentially the same thing. Alright, so you may have seen a lot of athletes, especially in the likes of the Olympics and stuff like that, and they're kind of covered in all this stuff. You see it on their hamstrings and on shoulders and stuff. There was a meme going around the internet as well of some poor woman. She was doing a triathlon or something like that, and she was covered head to toe, you know, from literally neck to ankle in kinesiology tape, which is absolutely completely over the top. So what exactly is it? So it's a stretchy tape. Okay, so if I show you here, so it's a stretchy tape, and you just apply it to different areas of the body. Okay, and there's all different ways of taping certain things, like shoulders and calves, and all be taped very differently and stuff, right? So what is it supposed to do? Well, there's various different schools of thought on it, okay? And the science is weak, to say the least. But anecdotally, I would say personally I've had some good results out of using kinesiology tape. Okay, it's not a fix by any stretch of imagination. This is not going to fix your injury. Okay, I would apply this to people who are perhaps, you know, doing a race at the weekend and they need a little quick bit of a patch up before they do it, and then you'd need to kind of get working on what's causing their issue. Or another reason I'd use it maybe is just a little bit of feedback. You know, if they want, if I tell them to, you know, stretch or foam roll or something on a certain muscle and they're not 100% sure where, this will give them a little bit of feedback, okay? As well, rehabbing an area, you know, if I think that they need to, let's say for example, on the foot, if I think that they need to go onto a certain part of their foot more so than the other side, you might use a little bit of kinesiology tape just to let their brain kind of be aware of that part, especially if they haven't been using it very much, okay? Another reason I use it as well, I think it's very effective, is for scars, if I'm taping up scars. And it's really good to kind of decompress the scar and take the scar, lift the scar up off the fascia underneath, and just allow a bit more of a glide of the tissues underneath. I don't use it that often. I know I'm talking about it now, but I don't use it that often. I mean, the thought behind it is, like I said, there's different schools and different theories. One of the theories is, like I just mentioned, it gives feedback to the brain through nerve receptors, in the skin, to kind of bring your attention to certain areas of the body, certain joints and certain muscles and stuff like that. Others is feedback to create stability around the joint. You know, like I said, the science is weak and nobody's really sure how it works or if it works, okay? Most likely it's going to be placebo. Now, people have a big issue with placebo. I think placebo is absolutely excellent, because if it makes you feel better and if it gets you back to doing what you love to do, what's the harm in that? Where's the issue? I personally, if I do something and somebody gets something good out of it, I'm delighted. I'm delighted that they get something good out of it, because that's what they were looking for. That's their goal in the first place. How they got to that goal is irrelevant. The fact that they got to that goal is the matter, okay? So like I said, it's not a fix. It's not the end game. It's not, you know, when you look at people wrapped up to the hilt in kinesiology tape, you know, it's basically patching them together. You're not fixing anything. So bear that in mind, okay? Would I recommend it? If you like it, if you think it helps you, or if you think it's going to get you through a race, happy days, okay? I don't recommend it as a fix, but if you think, you know, you need a patch up before a race or a match at the weekend or anything like that, or I use this oftentimes pitch side when I was doing work with GAA clubs and stuff like that, and, you know, it just gives a feeling of stability. Some people may have had shoulder injuries or things like that before. Okay, so if you think it's going to give you something and you're going to get something out of it, by all means, kinesiology tape, there is nothing wrong with it, okay? If you feel that you're getting nothing out of it, or if you're already predispositioned to think that nothing will be done just from a bit of stretchy tape, chances are something won't happen, because you've already decided it's not going to work. Okay, so you have a negative bias based on, does it work? Jury's out on that one. I personally have anecdotal evidence to say that it helps, doesn't fix, it helps. But anecdotal evidence is weak evidence at best as well. So, you know, it's up to you whether you want to use it or not. It's not going to do you any harm.